Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and hello any and all newbie gardeners. If you're planning on starting a brand new garden and you have no idea where to start, let me give you my rundown of how to start a garden 3 ways. First, you could go to Home Depot or Lowe's or a nursery and you could purchase your plants already up and growing. So Lowe's was having a sale, 4 plants for $10. We ended up spending about $30. We purchased 4, 8, 12 plants. So this, in my opinion, is a very expensive route to go, and oftentimes these will, I believe this originally was about $3 or $4, and you oftentimes only get 1 plant. So another unconventional route you can go is if you have, say, fajita peppers, bell peppers, and you compost potatoes, bell peppers, etc. You could gather up seeds and you could grow from your compost pile bell peppers, tomatoes, onions, etc. So that's very limiting. And let me tell you about my preferred third method for a newbie gardener, purchasing seeds. Oh, really quickly, these are bell pepper little seedlings, and I composted green, yellow, and either red or orange bell peppers, and I gathered up just the seeds and planted them in here, and once you know it, they're growing. Same with my cantaloupe seeds. So you can, my compost garden includes potatoes, onion, and melon. But if you want to start a more conventional garden, you guys, I recommend going to either Lowe's. Lowe's has burpee seeds, so we purchased arugula, basil, spearmint, and pinto. Their seeds ranged from over $2 to about $1.50 to just under $2. I spent about $8 on seeds. That got a little expensive, and let me tell you my preferred deal. I just happened to go to Dollar Tree, and I bought a whole bunch of those plastic planters, but you guys, they were having a sale on vegetable seeds. So the seeds they have at Dollar Tree are the American Seed Company. And you better believe I bought kale, turnip, Swiss chard, peas, sage, turnips. So we ended up purchasing a whole bunch of really good, amazing seeds. So the spearmint, basil, and pinto, all of these were Lowe's. So, lettuce. So, you guys, growing up, I was never a lettuce person. I'm going to take just a little moment to tell you guys a funny true story. So, last summer, I purchased the lettuce Grand Rapids leaf, the lettuce Paris, COS heirloom variety, and lettuce, my old enemy, the iceberg lettuce. So when I was a kid, oh my gosh, we went to Boston on vacation. It was one of those once-in-a-lifetime trips, and we went one night to this amazing fancy restaurant, and it was one of those 3 or 4 course meals. We had an antipasto / appetizer, or antipasto, then appetizer, soup, salad, main course, and a tiramisu, homemade tiramisu for dessert. So when our server asked me what I would like for my salad, I immediately looked at the menu and I saw iceberg salad, and I thought, oh my gosh, you know, iceberg took down the Titanic. This has got to be like the most epic salad ever. And so I said, I would like the iceberg, please. And my aunt immediately said, no, you don't want that. Trust me, order something else. And I believe she even made a really good recommendation, like a house or a chef salad, anything but the iceberg. But I knew better, and I said, no, I want the iceberg. So lo and behold, they bring everyone else's salad, and theirs looks incredible, decked out with cheese and dressing. And what do I get? I get a plate with like half a hunk of cabbage lettuce, and it was almost ice cold, and this fancy dressing in a tiny cold metal cup. And that was my salad. It was awful. And ever since then, I hated lettuce. But last summer, I grew 3 different types of lettuces especially the Grand Rapids and the Paris. Oh my gosh, I have fallen in love. Fallen in love with lettuce, with kale. So good. Okay guys, so in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to, for a beginner, jumpstart your garden. So what you're going to need is a clean plate, a clean plastic Ziploc bag or plastic bag, preferably sandwich size, please, that's important. And we have our seeds. So today we're growing kale, dwarf blue curled Vates, heirloom variety. We are growing radish, gourmet blend, ideal for containers, and the Burpee arugula rocket, the stinkin' 209. You guys, I'm sorry, it's hard to pay $2 for seeds when I got mine for 10 cents, but I know that's a fluke. But regardless, American seed is normally 99 cents, which in my opinion is a fairly decent price. You get a good amount of seeds. So first things first, you are going to want to get a clean paper towel, dampen your paper towel, and fold it into a square. I actually recommend getting your clean plate, damping your paper towel, and actually just somewhat dampening your plate. And if you don't know what damp is, maybe just introduce 1 tablespoon, that's it, of water onto your plate. And you don't want your paper towel soaking. We want it damp, never soaking, but it needs to be wet, so it needs to be damp. Okay, everybody, so this is where things get a little complicated. So I poured our kale seeds into this row. I have about 15 kale seeds. Our radish seeds, those are the bigger ones in the middle. We have about 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 radish seeds. And then over here in this big old cluster, this is our arugula. So at this point, we are going to want to fold always and try to have a perfect square. So things may get a little complicated because seeds may, look at that, stick to the top of our paper towel. But what we're going to want to do is get our paper towel into our clean plastic bag. So you guys, last year seeds would go flying everywhere, but what I recommend doing is sliding your hand completely under the paper towel, and then with your other hand opening the plastic bag and slipping this in without knocking your seeds around. Oh my gosh, I can't pause the video, sorry. Okay guys, so now that we have our assumingly boring paper towel in a plastic bag, what we're going to do is we are going to tuck our precious seeds away for a day or two. So I'm kind of sealing this up, but not really. Like, I'm not doing the like zip, but we want this kind of closed, but not really. I don't want bugs coming in. So actually what I do is I like press, space, press, space, press, space, press, space, press, space. So there we go. All right, guys, so we're going to be back in either 24 hours or in 2 days. So we are going to want to keep our paper towel, plastic bag, seeds, plate. Okay, so what I prefer to do is keep this somewhere where it receives what's called not direct light. So if I were to place this, say, on a window and it received light like that, that's direct light. So placing it on a windowsill that is in the shade, but it receives, and the windowsill I will place this on, it will receive early morning direct light for about 2 hours. So between like when the sun comes up and maybe for an hour, this will receive direct light. Actually, let's make life simple. Just keep this inside, either on a shady windowsill, or if you're worried about your plants, I would go out and put them maybe in the sun. No, don't do that. We don't want to dry out our paper towel. So if we expose this to direct light, it will dry this out. So let's leave this inside on a table or windowsill with no direct light, and we will be back in 24 hours or 1 day. You guys, I'm still a beginner myself. Sorry, I thought I had the whole thing rehearsed and perfect. But for me, this is the trickiest part because these little guys need to germinate. But trust me, they will. There's a damp paper towel in there. These guys are happy, safe, sound, secure. And now all we need is time. Hey everybody, good morning. So it has been 24 hours and let's check on the progress of, look at that. So 24 hours later, look at our little arugula sproutlets. So our arugula have sprouted. Are those radishes or turnips? I've already forgotten. But our radishes, and look, even our kale. Okay, so actually only 1, 2, 3. Only 3 of our little kale seedlings have sprouted. So I am going to transfer the kale sproutlets that have sprouted. But look, okay, so we're going to focus on our arugula. So now that everything has started to sprout, I am getting my plastic containers with compost and with potting soil mix. We are going to want to even everything out. And using a clean plastic spoon and plastic knife, you guys, it's as simple as coming in. Be very gentle, but come on in. And look at that, you guys. Look at that. So, I'm sorry. It's sometimes hard to narrate, film, and pick up these. Okay, so careful not to drop this guy. Let's go ahead and plant him. Alrighty, guys. So, oh, he's going right in there. And we're going to do that with everything that has sprouted. So with the arugula, you guys, the arugula is going to go in this container. And with the arugula, I've made kind of 2 little divots. I've just gone with my fingers and made a little mound in the middle. And what we're going to do is we're going to simply place our little arugula sproutlets, see, right there. And we're going to cover everything up with soil and give them a nice little watering. Alrighty guys, let's see if this will focus. But you will notice your little sproutlings almost look like little snails. It's kind of funny. And I'm not sure if you should touch them with your fingers, but sometimes they will stick to the plastic spoon or plastic knife that you're using to try to transfer them. And so you may have to get creative with planting your little sproutlets, your little seeds. So I'm not sure if touching them is a good or bad thing, but if you have to use your nail maybe or your finger to brush them off into, yeah, they're kind of slimy and sticky and they're like little snails. So where yesterday when we placed everything in our plastic bag and our paper towel, all of the seeds were rolling around, but now there's a slimy little film. So get creative with getting your little sproutlets into the containers, but make sure it happens. So what I like to do though is I like to make sure they're evenly spaced, and like I said, we have 2 divots to distribute all our little arugula sproutlets. Alrighty everybody, so sproutlet or no sproutlet? Oh, I missed one. Okay, here we go. So all except one we have in our containers, and what I would suggest doing is I like to always label my container with what's in here. So for example, in this container, but this one's easy to remember. This one's the arugula, and this one has our kale, and I already placed our radishes over in the garden. So that's it, everybody. Oh, and a few of these seedlings or sproutlets got sowed directly to the garden. And in fact, let me just take you guys along and let's grab a little sproutlet. This is going to be kale. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't drop it. We'll see. We will see. Oh my gosh. Did it fall? It's still there. Oh my gosh. Okay guys, so this is where I decided to plant everybody, and there we go. Alrighty guys, so there you have it, gardening for beginners. My 3 different methods we went over. We could compost garden, and in our compost garden we have potatoes, bell peppers, onions, and melon, watermelon, cantaloupe, etc. We could plant directly in our garden. We could purchase plants already growing. We could grow from seed. And we could use the paper towel method, or we can just sow seeds directly in. And always make sure you research how much space everything needs. You guys, I think I made that same mistake again this year where I crowded everything in too much. I'm hoping I gave everything even more room. But just know your plants grow up to be sometimes, I mean, look at the Swiss chard, you guys. I'm glad I put the Swiss chard all by itself. I had no idea it was going to get so outrageously huge. So, alrighty everybody. Oh, I need to plug the camera, aka the phone, back in. So, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a good one out there. Bye guys!